pleasant welcome to another edition of the Star Good Morning Show here on Star Television. We broadcast live from our Media One Center, 3 Mama Street, Brookfields in Freetown. My name is Abdul Rahman Kawa. Top stories in the program. As Sierra Leone joined other countries around the world to celebrate World Oceans Day, the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, in partnership with the European Union and the British High Commission, including the National Tourist Board, on Saturday, 8 June 2019, organized a beach cleaning exercise at the Lumley Aberdeen Beach in Freetown on the theme Sierra Beach Cleanup 2019. The management of Rokel Commercial Bank has on Friday, 7 June 2019, donated 24 mattresses to the Maguruka Boys High School boarding home in the Northern Districts. The gesture, according to the Public Relations Director, Rokel Commercial Bank, George Squilsbury Williams, is to look at how the bank will support the school in building its human capital. All these including sport will be part of the program. Bajaj Technology LLC is a registered company in the United States of America owned by 5 Sierra Leoneans, geared towards connecting people in the diaspora through their respective countries. The first product launch is a 247 top-up, which enables one to transfer top-up from overseas to anywhere in the world. Joining us in the studio is the director of Bajaj Technology LLC, Bresford Coker, and the business director, Joel Lawson, in the studio to talk much more on their business venture. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Abdul Rahman.
Thank you, good morning.
It's been a while, your absence in the studio.
Yes.
Good to have you back.
Thank you very much.
Remember, you can be part of the program by sending us a text message on the number 077 You can get us live on our YouTube and also our Facebook page. The Star Good Morning Show is proudly sponsored by Rokel Commercial Bank.
If you want to get your lunch around quick one without you no waste time from supermarket or restaurant at home, you no feel say that go fine if you just take what you want without you not snap na long line. With Rokel Commercial Bank Copper Pass, it's free, easy, and are the fastest way for make payment with just your phone. Scan the Rokel Commercial Bank Copper Pass QR code and make your payment instantly. You no need no internet na your phone. Rokel Commercial Bank, the bank of choice.
Welcome back from that commercial break. We'll move along with the program. As Sierra Leone joins other countries around the world to celebrate World Oceans Day, the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, in partnership with the European Union and the British High Commission, including the National Tourist Board, on Saturday, 8 June 2019, organized a beach cleaning exercise at the Lumley Aberdeen Beach in Freetown on the theme Sierra Beach Cleanup 2019. Here is highlights of the exercise. Of Fisheries and Marine Resources, in partnership with the European Union and other stakeholders, they observe the International Ocean Day. I don't know which one big Alejo, we are the professional head of the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources, we now the director, Madam Jallo. Madam Jallo, tell Fambule Madu.
Fambulem, good morning.
What drive this initiative today?
Well, we did here today because the UN don't make a law now say World Ocean Day, na a day we for recognize because of the importance of this ocean, especially now we get blue economy, we get climate change issues, we get the role of women, and plastic pollution, we na key. Pollution from plastic, they hamburg the resources inside the ocean, so if we not make people aware of them, it could be very damaging to the environment, to the marine environment.
Including, they get serious impact on the fishing
yes.
sector.
Well, them big, especially them big fish, them, and they eat the plastic where they degrade. Even the fisherman then get one kind of fish where they call monofilament in a plastic where you cut inside the ocean, they degrade. So in the day they continue for fish, they get her, nobody know they get her. So now all the infected they make the international body say now recognize as a day for make people aware say for make sure say people they reduce the impact of plastic and all other activities like that.
Which way we can clean soap. Now one thing we can clean the beach one day.
But you need to make sure that the bleach, the clean every day. And are two things important. Number one, let we left for keep dirty in the street. Churches know as at the council, you need see where the plastic then day. The dustbin go there so man you put the plastic in the ground. I would say all una wait can I can clean today. Una come on here and I'm gonna go eat the plastic in the ground. Una go eat the ground? I hope not. Is that possible, eh? But when you see other person, you don't have to stop them, yeah? So what I want to say in conclusion, this the beach, in clean one, it affects me and you. You not go realize that fish when they inside the water, when it is swallow the plastic, it kill the fish. It make the fish sick. The way you go to market for buy, you don't meet fish again. The fish in price they go up. So you see how it affects me, you see how it affects you.
Every hour, 1 million plastic bottles of water are used and then disposed of. 2 million plastic bags are bought and then disposed of. 73% of that waste is ending up on our beaches. These beautiful beaches, Sierra Leone, the potential, the tourist potential for these beaches to contribute to this economy, but also their essential role in the livelihoods of everybody who's living here. We have to do more, we have to protect it. And one thing, today we made a big difference, but this is just one day. For our colleagues at the Freetown City Council, Tourist Board, and in the government, it's a 365-day effort where people are putting effort into keeping these beaches clean, changing our policies, and making an effort to really improve. So I think we should also recognise that there really is some momentum here, and I hope that today our efforts have raised awareness in everybody. If the awareness of anybody picking up the litter is anything that's been raised to the level I have no idea. I did believe the statistics, but I have no idea quite how much small plastic, quite how many of those horrible small straws, which are killing our fish, they're killing our sea life. We have to get them off the beaches. We have to stop using single-use plastic.
Let me welcome another studio guest. James Tambakamara is the communications person, Environment Protection Agency Sierra Leone. He is here to talk to me on this year's World Environment Day and the theme, which is air pollution, and we'll be looking at various ways the atmosphere is being polluted and what EPA is doing to control air pollution. James, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Abdurrahman. Thank you.
Let me bring you in. I know you have a very tight schedule that you want to join other colleagues out there to actually celebrate this day. The significance of the theme, the World Environment Day. How important is this for the agency?
It is very important, and the theme could not have come at a better time, because if you look at our trend of events, the way we pollute the atmosphere, it has become very, very alarming, and that should trigger some action on our part to ensure that we change the narrative. If you look at the way we deplete our environment, one of the ways is through air pollution, and we do so in a number of ways. For example, if you look around, the way we burn our waste, is very, very alarming. In the provinces, when you go there, this issue of bush burning, it is in the name of agriculture or hunting and so on and so forth. If you look at the way some of our cars are being utilized in the streets, some of them have no business being in the streets in the first place because of the kind of smoke they emit. Is very, very alarming. And even the indoor pollution, because it's not just about outdoor, you also have indoor pollution. Like some of our people that are dependent on these traditional forms of getting fuel, like using wood, to some of our sisters and mothers that are engaged in this selling of fish. Some would have to smoke the fish, and that smoke that is generated is actually harmful to our health. So these are the kinds of practices that we normally do in our own various ways that we actually pollute the air. And it's not just about air pollution, it's about how we also harm our health, because these, particularly the smoke that we emit, from these dump sites or our farms, carbon that is emitted by cars.
James, EPA as an agency might be doing a very good job over the years, but what seems to be pretty much confusing is, looking at the statutory mandates of government institutions. There seems to be a huge duplication of your function. You look at what the Ministry of Lands is doing, and what the Environment Protection Agency is doing, and also the NPAA, what they are doing. They have the functions there seem to be pretty much broad. Distinguishing them perhaps could be a challenge.
Well,
everybody assumes having a statutory competence in understanding all of
well,
this.
there are overlapping functions. I agree with you, and we commend government.
Is that a new normal?
Well, like I said, I agree with you that there are overlapping functions. Well, government may have created these institutions in good faith, but again, the Environment Protection Agency has oversight. Is the institution charged with the responsibility to protect our environment and manage our natural resources in a very effective manner. That is plain and simple. Okay? Well, there are other institutions that have a mandate that you can say is synonymous to that of the EPA.
Okay.
But that does not detract from the fact that the Environment Protection Agency is the institution. No, it's the institution that is charged with the responsibility to protect the environment. What I would say is that some of these other institutions, their mandate is complementary to what we are doing. For the Ministry of Lands, Housing and the Environment, we know that ministries mainly deal with policy, all right? We are dealing with the operational aspect, and we also contribute in terms of advising government, because that falls within our remit, to advise government in terms of environmental policy formulation.
James, I know you are in restless readiness to join your colleagues out there as you guys are going to celebrate this day today. Right. Quickly, just in 30 seconds, give us a rundown as to how you're going to observe this.
Well, World Environment Day was celebrated on the 5th. Every year, June 5, World Environment Day is celebrated to draw attention, to remind people about the relationship, which is inextricable. You cannot divorce it. The environment and humans, it's a kind of quid pro quo situation. You give to the environment and the environment gives you back. That is how it's supposed to be. So June 5 is dedicated, towards attracting people's attention, to remind us all that there is this relationship and we have to be mindful about this relationship. So as a result of that, we have lined up a number of activities, one of which is what we're doing today, that is the float parade, that commences from the Miata Conference Center and then terminates at the British Council. And when we get there, the Honorable Minister of Lands, Housing and the Environment will give the keynote address, and we will launch our first ever newsletter for the Environment Protection Agency. We have brought on board a number of students that are going to partake, a number of experts that will take part in a panel discussion, and tomorrow the program will climax with a quiz competition, where we would award prizes to students and so on.
Is James Tambakamara, the communications person, EPA Sierra Leone. We're looking forward to you guys having a very wonderful engagement.
And you guys are invited. We have extended an invitation to you,
Sure.
and we're very much elated to have you guys involved.
It's really our job to actually cover some of those important programs.
Right.
Stay with me. Badger Technology LLC is a registered company in the United States owned by 5 Sierra Leoneans geared towards connecting people in the diaspora to their respective countries. With me in the studio, I have the director of Badger Technology LLC, Bressford Coker. He's here to talk to me on their business venture. Bressford, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Edwin. Thanks for having us.
What all is Badger Technology LLC is about?
Badger Technologies are Sierra Leoneans, 5 Sierra Leoneans, like you rightly said. We formed this company to help connect folks in the diaspora to their home country. And I'm saying their home country because Badger Technologies transcend beyond Sierra Leone. What we're doing is try to enhance communication between folks living in the diaspora and their home country, meaning Sierra Leone and other countries in the west coast of Africa. We develop a platform where folks in the diaspora can send top-up or credit or mobile recharge, depending on the lingo that you use, to their cell phone numbers. now, given that we're all Sierra Leoneans, we decided to do a heavy push and launch in Sierra Leone, but our business transcends beyond the borders of Sierra Leone.
Will this technology be likened to the use of the Airtel money?
That is something that we envision. It's very different when you talk about Airtel money, because there are federal regulations in the United States that governs that. So we do envision that in the long run, but right now we'll limit ourselves only to mobile recharge, top-ups, or credit, depending on how you call it.
So it's registered in the United States of America.
Correct.
How has it been customized in country in terms of operational activity?
In terms of operational activities, it's very simple. It's a web-based application that is user-friendly. So, for instance, if you live in the diaspora, let's say if you live in UK, you can go to 247topup.com, right? Once you go there, I would ask you to select the country that you want to send top-up to, right? So you will see a list. Sierra Leone is at the top because we're Sierra Leoneans, so we have to put Sierra Leone first, and then followed by the other countries, right? Once you select the country, it asks you for the cell phone provider. For Sierra Leone, we're only covering AfriCell for now, but in the other countries in West Africa, we cover multiple cell phone providers. Once you select the cell phone provider, the next step will be enter the phone number. So in the case of Sierra Leone, it would be 232-77 or 88 or 99, because that's like the identifier for AfriCell, right? Then from that point on, it will ask you what the amount that you want to send to this cell phone number. So it varies from $3, $6, $10 to $15. The user will do that, and they will process their credit or debit card, and instantly their relatives or friend will receive that top-up right in their phone. It's just within a matter of seconds.
Okay, let me come over to the business director, or business development director, Joel Lawson. You're in country. As the process commenced already?
Yes, we've commenced. We've launched since last month in May, and I think it's going very well. Abdurrahman, we know that in Sierra Leone we depend a lot on foreign remittances, and we are looking how best to complement government to enhance our people. And now it's an online platform, and we want to see how best we can get our Sierra Leoneans out there in the diaspora to help our people out here. You know, these days, most of us Sierra Leoneans depend on foreign remittances in terms of foreign exchange, in terms of sending money to them, sending top up. So that is why I think it is very fitting for a product now like this one, because it allows one to remit like $10, like $3, like $4. You know, if you want to send money to them, it's difficult for, say, if you want to have top up to send $3. It's not viable for them out there, and it's also very, very relaxing for them when they do it online, because these days for them to move to a shop, to move to a existing partner, to remit funds is always very challenging. But now on their doorstep, they can help their relatives out here, and not only in Sierra Leone, but relatives living outside Sierra Leone too. And it's not only Sierra Leoneans, we want to help people from West Africa, you know, and I think the product it's quite laudable.
So, depending on who you talk to, will tell you, well, the operational activities of Western Union could be pretty much enough ever since they are doing this job.
No, it's a different platform. It's a web-based thing, and this is something that started with like top up. Phone recharge is, you cannot remit like $10 to a relative in Sierra Leone. You can't be talking to a relative in Sierra Leone and the phone goes off. Of course, what it means, the top up is off, and you want to help that relative to recharge quickly. You can do that quickly online. You recharge that relative, and they can get back to you. You understand? But for money transfer, you need to have at least an appreciable sum. But for top up, you think it's very small, but I think it's very important.
Yes, you want to comment?
Yeah, so let's look at it this way, right? You have money transfer, then you have top-up transfer. So let's separate the two. Western Union is a different line of business. They do money transfer. They don't do top-up transfer. So we're very different. We're doing top-up. And just for educational purposes, online top-up has been around for almost a decade, or more than a decade. Sierra Leone is only catching up now. And we're proud as Sierra Leoneans that we're the first Sierra Leonean company based in the United States that has developed a platform that can tap into this technology that has existed for 10 years already.
How do you hope, as business organizers, to actually grip the market and make a difference?
Of course, what we're doing now is that we are targeting the students, to be specific. And you know, these days, a lot of students are having sponsorship from their relatives in the diaspora. And students keep talking, and we've targeted them. We have marketers that are in all those universities. As you've seen, we have our flyers. We have our flyers, and this one that is very, very, very concise, that tells us for now it's just AfriCell. And you might be tempted to ask us why we started with AfriCell. I think we started with AfriCell because AfriCell has one of the largest clientele base, and it deals with grassroots people. And we are looking at ways wherein we can help our grassroots people here to complement government. Because, of course, if we don't look at ways as private partners to complement government, to see how best we can enhance our people, then it's going to be a serious problem. I think our challenge here is, our duty here is to help to complement government in terms of economic, helping our people economically.
Okay.
So,
for the benefit of insights, let me go over to my technicians to just give us a demonstration on how this particular process works.
Oh, this is a call from Salon. Hello? Hello, Susan?
Hello?
Yes?
Brother, for more you send money to them builder, then for me them rest this building, you so take them and not do nothing else. And I
Hello? Hello? It's credit Salon. Let's send to book for. Praise God, you don't call. Yes, Susan?
Hello? Brother, yes, I'm with some pop that is done.
Yes! But let me say credit for you.
That's true. You got abroad. You say for me to pop in a salon, yeah? But how?
Just tell you, paddy, you neighbor or you fumble where they oversee any parts in the world for let it buy top up for you online. You will get credit card or debit card where they oversee or any parts in the world. You can buy AfriCell top up for them online. It's easy. Just go www.247topup.com.
Line 247 top up. That means you go there any side of the world. You send AfriCell top up to your brother or sister then now Africa. Look, you don't see you use the code www.247topup.com. That means when the press and click, you don't send a line phone.
Yeah, Brentford, how will you expand much more on letting people to understand the steps taken to actually go through the process? First, you begin with select countries, select cell phone provider, etc., etc. How can you?
So since this product is targeted to folks in the diaspora, and I'm from the diaspora, we're pretty much used to web-based application. So, and I worked as a software project manager. So when we develop the product, part of our focus is to ensure that the product itself is user-friendly, meaning that it is self-explanatory. So when you go to the website 247topup.com, there's a welcome page, and there's a button that you click on that says send to pop. From that point on, everything is self-explanatory. We'll set it up so that you don't miss a step. So you click the button send to pop now, right? Once they do that, the next step will be to select the country. Now you can't select the cell phone provider without selecting a country. So the system doesn't let you do that. So that's what I'm saying, it's self-explanatory. Once you select the country, that's when it lets you select the cell phone provider. So it's sequential. From the cell phone provider, the phone number. From the phone number, that's the time it lets you select the top-up amount. Once you select the top-up amount, it takes you to the payment gateway platform where you input your information to process the payment, meaning your name, your email address, and your credit card number. Once you do that, you hit send. That's it. Your relative will receive the top up, and the the person that's sending the top-up instantly receives an email notification with a receipt of that transaction. So everything flows from start to end. It's a very complete process. And we also have a customer service email address and a customer service number. In case somebody runs into an issue, they can contact us right away and we can respond right away.
Joel, perhaps one may say there is an arbitrary selection in the partnership model. You would have gone why to have Airtel or Orange, or QCell getting them involved into this if you really want, if the aim is to actually reach.
No, of course.
Why limiting it to Office?
Of course, Abdurrahman, we've not limited it. You know, for a start, you need to start slowly whilst you roll it to the rest of the companies, as and Mr. Coker mentioned.
Like a project phase.
Yes, a project phase. And as I told you, we've pushed on AfriCell first and foremost because they have a large clientele base, that is one. And two, they have a lot of grassroots. You see a lot of students, a lot of people that need people out there to help them. And AfriCell are using the AfriCell line. So that is why we've commenced with that. But that notwithstanding, we're still seeing how best we can talk and connect our system to Orange and the company. You know, even though it's not too popular, but once they're operating here. So that's the secret behind it. And what he said is that this thing is a web-based thing. It's a web-based product, right? And it's a situation wherein we just want people here, Sierra Leoneans here, to inform their relatives out there in the diaspora. That is why, to see how best we can help them with top-up. We are also looking at how best we can connect to EDSA, if possible, to have the EDS, or how best we can connect to DSTV, because we all know that it's a problem. Some of those basic things that should be affordable, it's not too affordable for our people. And we want to see how best we can, cushion government. I think that's the essence of privatization. So we want to see how best we can we also met with DSTV, we're talking with them. We've also met with EDSA, we've seen how best we can navigate them into our system. So we are looking at those people that really need help. Yeah? We'll move on to Orange and the rest. But I think for now, we want, as a project phase, we want to start with AfriCell. And I think it's moving very fine. We've also used this platform to get a lot of people informed that yes, this is a platform that they can make use of. It's just a matter of picking the phone and calling your relatives out there. Oh, uncle, oh, daddy, oh, mommy, you can see how best you can help me to remit top up to my phone. And just tell them of the www.247top.com and they know the process.
Okay. You've been a software developer. One maybe pretty much came to know the enhanced security features of this particular program.
So let me, a point of correction, I'm not a software developer, I'm a software project manager. I work with the developers, I oversee the process of a software development lifecycle from the start to the end. The security of our platform, it is very safe, it is very secure. We use Stripe, which is one of the top payment gateways around the world to process credit card information, credit and debit card information. And Stripe has enhanced security in place. For now, we don't have what we call user management, meaning that when somebody gets to our application, our website, they're not required to log in and have a password because we want to make it easy for people so that we can grow our customer base. The next phase is to introduce a user management wherein people will have to create their account, have a password and log in, and have what we call two-factor authentication. So all those are features that we can include in our application to enhance security, but we're very fussy about the security. That has come up also in the diaspora when we talk to people. They're asking us, how secure is this? The site is secure. The main thing that people need to be concerned about is their credit card information. And that's why we're very conscious and selective with the provider that we're using to process the payment. And once we say Stripe, people are satisfied because they know Stripe is a reputable organization. I'm talking about millions of companies that use Stripe as a payment gateway. Even this new online store, Tina store, that you can do groceries and all, they also use Stripe. That's how secure Stripe is.
Okay. I'll come back to you. Is Westward Coker, the director for the project here, and also Joel Lawson, the business director of the bank. Let me take another insert. The management of Rokel Commercial Bank has on Friday, 7 June 2019, donated 24 mattresses to the Magoroka Boys High School boarding home in the Northern District. The guest share, according to the Public Relations Director of Rokel Commercial Bank, George Spilsbury Williams, is to look at how the bank will support the school in building its human capital.
I did not have the luxury to attend the school, like the chairman said. Or maybe it's because I didn't attend the school, that's why I love the school so much. Because so many people who came here, I didn't see them yet. If they are supposed to be here, you understand? But I want to thank you very much for that invitation. I also want to thank the principal for acknowledging the very modest support we have been able to give to the school. I remember a couple of months ago when I visited Tonkololi District, I came to this school and I also went to the Matura Girls School. And I had the privilege to exchange and engage both principals, and they narrated some of the very menial challenges they are facing. And I said to myself, I am going to use my own good office. I'm going to draw on the support of my friends and also from the support within certain departments, MDAs, to see what we can do. Today, I am happy that those very little modest support we are giving is being acknowledged. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Principal. And I also want to thank the Matura girls. They have been old girls. They have been very instrumental for moving their schools. When I visited that school a couple of months ago, I realized the kind of dedication and hard work they've put together to move their school forward. And I feel very proud to be associated with that process to helping Matura to move forward.
Both the Managing Director and staff of Rokel Commercial Bank, and also to congratulate you on their behalf as you hold this very successful prize-giving ceremony. Indeed, it has been very interesting, and I am sure the rain has also been held spellbound by the proceedings so far, which is why it has held its way. We will also endeavor to make it brief and make it like a painless injection. Rokel is here today not to advertise or take anything away from MOBA, because today is your day. Life is a matter of give and take, and today we are here to give. We are here to make a symbolic gesture that goes in line with the new direction of quality and free education by supporting or laying a claim to the development in this school by donating some foam mattresses for the boarding school. What you will see here is just a representative item, and we assure you that we'll continue to support the school as time goes on. Without much further ado, I would ask respectfully that we move over to the other side and hand over the items to the principal. We hand over these 20 foam mattresses as a starting gesture to the boarding school and the boarding home, and we assure you that we will continue to give you our support. Thank you very much on behalf of the Rokel.
Thank you very much on behalf of the governors, teachers, and people of the school. I wish to express my sincere thanks and appreciation for the effort you have made to donate these 20 mattresses to the school. I assure you that we are going to use them judiciously, and we will continue to remember Rokel Commercial Bank in our studies. and some of our students may be also bank managers in the near future. Thank you very much.
All right, well, come on, make this picking this. All right, okay. Go on, the principal, you stand there. So all right, go ahead.
Well, that's the management of Ukel Commercial Bank donated 20 mattresses to the Magoka Boys High School, all in the name of enhancing the quality of education in the country. Again, I come over to Bestford. Bestford, you're dealing with another project called Me Against Poverty, where I recall a couple of days back. You donated 15 desktop computers to the Prince of Wales Secondary School, all in the name of enhancing ICT. And you were noted to have said ICT has the potential to actually break the yoke of poverty in the country.
Correct.
Great. How will you expand much more on that?
So, when I look at the educational sector here in Sierra Leone, I applaud the government for the concept of free education, but we also need to look at the quality of the education and have basically a holistic view as to how we approach the quality of education, specifically to technology. I work in the technological field as a software project manager, like I told you, and I had the opportunity to oversee a project where I was brought in right at the start of the project, but the contract was already awarded. We're talking about $3.5 million project, right? And it took me a couple of minutes to discover that the folks that are going to be working on this project that I'm going to be working with, they're all based in India. So they have a field office in Arlington, Virginia, where there were like only 5 of them, but 95% of the project team, they're based in India. So that led me to ask myself the question, like, wait, what if we have folks in Sierra Leone that can actually do the same work? Think about a company in the United States, and not only in the United States, but out in the diaspora, that can outsource this type of job to folks in Sierra Leone. We're talking about a $3.5 million project here. That is huge for Sierra Leone. It means that you're increasing the income base of folks in Sierra Leone, but we don't have that manpower right now. So discovering that, I told myself, you know what? I think we need to look at introducing these kids in the elementary, GSS and SS, in this JSS and secondary school to get involved in technology. But the way you can do that is to actually provide them the computers that they can use, have a tutor that can begin to teach them the rudimentary, the basic things that they need to know. Because all my kids right now, starting from the little one that's 9 years old, he probably knows the computer more than I do. But I can't say the same for most of the kids here in Sierra Leone, and we need to change the story. So I really feel bad for the kids that are going to school here that don't have that opportunity. That's why Me Against Poverty launched this project, where we started with Queen Sophoria School. From there we're going to Bishop Johnson, but the goal is to expand to every school as the resources become available, and we're willing to work with the government if the need be. But we're doing this all on our own based on internal funding that we're raising to get the computers. But at the end of the day, it's going to help increase the knowledge base of the students going forward.
I come back to you as a business manager. The sustainability of most business ventures is critical. What are you putting in place to ensure sustainability of this particular project, this budget?
Abdulrahman, I'm very much aware that yes, it's.
Yeah, we've seen very good initiatives.
Yes, it's about fitting, and I'm an economist and also a project manager, and I know sustainability is very important, and that is the very reason why, in as much as we're trying to balance our scale in terms of humanitarian, as you mentioned, the Me Against Poverty, and also looking at a business venture. And this is all the reason why we thought it fit to have a business venture wherein we can see how best we can at least raise some revenue, get some return on investment to help and cushion also the humanitarian aspect of it. So that is why we're looking at how best we can get our people informed That is the bottom line. Get our people informed to understand and know that there is this platform that can alleviate them, to inform their guys out there in the diaspora. You see, Abdul Rahman, even people in the diaspora, they have a lot of problems these days to even be sure that the monies they are remitting is being handled as they're supposed to be handled. Like a friend in the diaspora told me, people are asking for so much in Sierra Leone, and I don't even know if the money that I'm remitting, they're paying such. People call for school fees, people call for student fees, people call to pay DSTV, to buy top up. But I think if you have a platform wherein the Sierra Leonean out there in the diaspora will be sure that now this time around I'm going to pay the top up for this guy. This time around I'm going to pay the DSTV. I'm not going to remit funds to take care of DSTV top up. I'll be sure. You know, there is value for money out there, and people want to be sure that when they are helping their folks out here, they are sure that I'm helping them and they're using the money for the right purpose. Sometimes, you know, people don't use the money for the right purpose, and I think it's a better platform for them.
Okay, Breastford, a very quick one. I will imagine a situation where, perhaps I live in a state somewhere in Oklahoma. I want to send money for my relative.
Why Oklahoma?
It's when it comes to mind.
Yeah, okay, great.
You know, want to send money for my relatives down in Matutuka, that is in Tokolili district. This idea, this initiative is not much well known out there. What are you guys doing to actually expand the knowledge based on the entire process, how to go about with the process, not only limiting it within the municipality of it?
So it's a gradual process, right? You very well know that in order to grow your business, you have to increase your market share. So we're not looking at just limiting ourselves to Freetown, but it is the starting point. Like show like this that we're doing, right? The word we move basically at the grassroots, word of mouth. People are watching this program right now, they'll begin to tell other folks. Recently, we went to Yonibana, we've already spread the words out there in Mainland, which is in Tonkolili district that you referenced. We've already initiated contact with the FM station over there, right? And Mr. Lawson, who's the Business Development Director for Sierra Leone, we're working concertedly to ensure that we disseminate the information all around Sierra Leone, not just Freetown. I mean, it would be foolish for us to say, yeah, let's do it, it's in Freetown. No, that's not our business model. Any business that you have, in order for you to maximize your revenue, you have to grow your market share. So we have to go beyond Freetown, and we're doing it one step at a time. You know, in project management, we have what we call a phase approach, and we have what we call the Big Bang Theory. And sometimes the Big Bang Theory, there are disadvantages to the Big Bang Theory. So we're doing the phase approach here. We want to make sure we do it step by step. Take Freetown, make sure that we're saturated in Freetown, and let's continue. And we're doing a soft marketing also, just so you know, in the other countries, right? So we operate in 7 countries. We're doing soft marketing right now, but we're going to be aggressive in Sierra Leone because it's our home country. We need to have deep roots in Sierra Leone.
Okay. Let me go over to my studio technicians to just give us a gist as to what happened at the Prince of Wales Secondary School, where you guys donated computers out there.
Giving an overview of the organization, the Executive Director, May Against Poverty, Beresford Coker, underscored the importance of education through information, communication and technology that is driving the development growth trajectory. He called that MAP was registered as a non-profit organization in the USA with the aim to break the cycle of poverty for undeserved Sierra Leone community through education empowerment and recognizing the challenges in the educational sector. Beresford Coker further noted that MAP has decided to work its schools in the western area of Freetown to introduce computer studies in the school curriculum to ensure that students will acquire and develop basic computer skills that is required in today's highly technological and competitive job market.
We started off with a building project which was a computer lab. We ran into roadblocks and we pulled off from the building project. However, because of the relationship developed at the time, I wanted to make sure that we sustained that relationship. So we continued our endeavor in trying to create access to education within that area. And over the years, we've been providing scholarships to economically challenged students in the Yonibana Secondary School. We did that up to the point where we got the change of government and the enactment of the free education rolled out. So because of that, we changed our strategy from full tuition to school supplies. So what we're doing now on a yearly basis, we identify 10 students and we provide them with basic school supplies, from backpack, or what you guys call school bags. We fill those backpacks with all the essentials that you need for school. When I decided to make this trip to Sierra Leone, I thought about the way education is right now in the country. I know we have a free education, but we need to focus on the quality. And I want to make sure that these students have the access to technology. I want to make sure that we have computer studies ongoing in the schools. So we're starting with Prince of Wales School, but we're not ending at Prince of Wales School.
The principal for the senior secondary school, Michael Bundo, commended the executive director, MAP, Beresford Coker, for the gesture and described as timely the donation of 15 computers for the ICT lab at the Prince of Wales Senior Secondary School, and further assured of its effective use that will address the challenges of ICT in the school.
Prince of Wales has always been identified as a school of science. And I must tell you that we are always top on that. Last year, if I can just bring it to life, the first science student in this country came from Prince of Wales, and he has got a scholarship to go to Turkey. So the reason why I'm bringing this out to you is that there is a lot of stereotyping amongst the things that are going at Prince of Wales. Let us put this at our back. Some of us, for now, we are Prince of Wales. Our heart is at Prince of Wales. We cannot afford to see it down there. You go to Commerce, ask the lecturers, ask every other professional that's in Afrobe College. They will tell you that the retention rate of the students at all those colleges are from Prince of Wales School, and which some of us are very happy about it. So be rest assured that this particular donation you have given to the school, you'll come back and you'll see some progress beyond this what you have done. Be rest assured about that.
The Secretary General of the Old Prince William Association, Mr. Sori Kamara, commended the executive of MAP and described as huge the donation of 15 computers for the school IT lab. He called on students to live up to expectation, since the school over the years has created itself a niche as one of the centers of academic excellence, and the donation will further help them to open up to computer literacy.
We work closely with the school administration to ensure that these computers are being used wisely and appropriately. I was having a chat with Mr. Lossin, and we were raising some concern about even the room, the dust. They are not compatible with computer. So how can we improve our laboratory? How can we make it more user-friendly? Those are some of the considerations as an association we'll be looking into. I know the Me Against Poverty is not a Prince William association, but then they have Prince Williams within this organization. And we are very grateful to you guys for thinking about your alma mater.
Me Against Poverty, MAP, has worked and continued to work with the Yonibana Secondary School in the north by providing full scholarship to students prior to the introduction of the free quality education for schools. And every year, MAP provides much needed school supplies to 10 economically challenged students in the school. For Star News in Freetown, compiled by Abdurrahman Kamara, read in our studios by Hassan Kuruma.
Well, Beresford, I noticed that you have this urge to actually see the improvements and developments and growth in the ICT. You made a donation to the Prince of Wales School. A couple of days back, you went to Yonibana to donated some computers. As I'm talking to you immediately after this program, you will be going down to the Bishop Johnson Memorial School just to do the same thing. Like you talk to John, we tell you one of the greatest challenge is the internet connectivity. The internet penetration is still pretty much low in the country. And if we can have the student to become pretty much efficient in doing what they're to do with this PCs, there ought to be adequate internet facility for them to browse and do all of those stuff.
Yes.
That in itself is a challenge.
Yes, in itself it's a challenge. We did not donate computers to Unibana. It was more for school supplies.
School supply.
Because one of our first criteria is to ensure that the school have sustainable electricity, right? Of which Bishop Johnson met that criteria, Prince of Wales met that criteria. Unibana wasn't sure that they had that, but after our visit, we were able to discover that they do have a solar system now that will be sustainable. Now, when you talk about the internet penetration, I think it's about 17% for Sierra Leone. It's very low. But that's not the first order of condition for somebody to know how to use a computer. Okay? You go to the internet for additional purposes to enhance your knowledge in terms of doing research and things like that and connecting to other web-based applications. But in terms of day-to-day use of the computer, that can be done right outside of internet connection. Let's use specific examples here. A student that's in JSS1, they need to be able to know how to power on a computer, right? How to open Microsoft Outlook or Microsoft Word, or basically what we say at Microsoft Office, the range of products within Microsoft Office like Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Project. There's a host of products that Microsoft have. What we're doing right now is for Prince of Wales, we've already installed Microsoft Office. So all of these can be taught to the students without internet connection, right? So that is a step in the right direction. It's baby steps. We need to start somewhere. And then as we go along, we can work with the school to identify ways in which we can bring internet connectivity to the school so they can move to the next step, which would be like research, going into the internet, doing academic research.
But that in itself comes along with some disadvantages. The curious mind may want to move into sites that are pornographic sites and the ISIS, these revolutionary tendencies. Are there any restriction or your advice based on your knowledge?
That would be so. Yes, I mean, now you have firewall rules, right? That can be enabled where you can restrict the access to specific sites, right? There are keywords that you can put, and you basically restrict a student to accessing those adult content. And it's not just only adult content. Nowadays, kids like to surf for games. They like to play like these fighting games and all of that. So let's not limit ourselves just to adult content. There are a whole lot of distractions in the internet. So what the school administration can do is using their network administrator, because at the network level, you can restrict what they can have access to. And that's how you control it. It's doable.
Okay. Lawson, I will give you the opportunity, because we cater for diverse, human segment. Somebody somewhere might be seated in his corner at Dovecourt, Scotland Road Market, just watching at you guys saying, will you say this in Creole, the benefits associated with this top-up? Quickly.
Fumble them, we can't focus help salon people. And we know say things not easy. The government they try, but things are tough.
Remember,
so,
they might be thinking that you're operating a mobile
yes, we know they operate mobile company, but we all know so we fumble the Uber and the outside salon, ki help we for doing a lot of things. So we don't find a platform where if you top up done, now you accept the AfriCell top up for now, you go able to call you people say Uber and the person talk to you, you can tell and say, hey, but waiting now for top up and with online. Don't tell and say now online, that's how the process. Don't tell and say 247topup.com. The person go understand for let they help you for send top up. We also look at the talk to see how best we will connect all that kind of thing there, like for lights, like for DSTV, so that we will able to help people and down here. We're not saying it's not easy for we, but we're for complement government. So farm with them all side, let we take advantage of this opportunity, because we know say government's not going able to do all. Now we self get for help we self.
Is there any way that this process can be reciprocated? Where perhaps I stay in Sierra Leone and if I want to top up somebody in the States, I will do that.
We don't. The state is not based on prepaid. It's mostly a bill, right, that you have. There's a very small percentage of people that uses the prepaid system. Most of us don't like it, so it's not a it's a non-starter,
okay,
right? Because it's not a good business model. Okay. People have their bill and that's it. So again, like Mr. Lawson don't say, this product will get a very easy na 247topup.com. Make people then tell their relatives that would overseas say, just like I can send money for me, if you go on 247topup.com, you can able to send top up for me. That's the message around it.
Okay, what will be your closing remarks as we don't seem to be having much time left in this video?
Afamule, thank you very much. We want to implore all of us to take advantage of this product. It's very good, and I think it will appease us a long way. So I want to express our sincere thanks to all, and we express we feel say people therefore at least patronize for the way we safe.
And the goal is that it's not just about making money, right? Because business, that's the first thing people think, but say this now, can't make money. Yes, you want to make money, but also think on this way. When the business grow, will they increase after sell the revenue base? Meaning that then go for pay more tax to the government, because now so the thing they work, right? And if then they pay more tax to the government, then the government go for do more thing for the country. You know, theoretically, let me put down on the day. Now so it for work. So again, it's a business model. We look and say when we grow with business, we're able to help the country as we grow with business.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for honoring this invitation, being part of this program this morning. Joel Lawson is a business development director and also based from Coca. He is the executive director for Badger Technology LLC. It's a registered company in the United States of America by 5 renowned Sierra Leoneans geared towards connecting people in the diaspora. Till then, this is how I bring down the curtain into this edition of the program. My name is Abdul Rahman Kamara. Have a blessed day.